Hey guys, we're back on the 914 today. We're gonna try to install this lower firewall, fit it in, get the old one out, fit this in, and see what happens. Let's do it. Get this out of the way. Okay, we got most of the spot welds. Some of them, you can't really see them. They're just basically rusted away. You can see a couple here and there. We're gonna try to take it out as clean as possible, but it doesn't have to be perfect because the rear of this is gonna get replaced too. There's a inner panel and an outer panel. Start peeling this back a little bit with the hammer, I think, in this. It's just so rusty, the spot welds are just gone. All right, check it out. This side right here, it's actually welded between these circles. So there's probably some spot welds in here, but I'm not gonna bother with trying to get those out. I'm just gonna cut with the metal blade, Sawzall blade. I'm also gonna cut those two little e-brake tubes. Those are all rusted out. We're gonna have to replace those as well. Let's get those out. How rusty that is. I mean, it's just a little surface rust, but it's a lot of surface rust. Woo, man. It just keeps getting worse, guys. All right, that piece is out. There's a lot of little add-on things that I'm not sure if the replacement panel has. We'll have to check, but these are all little things you have to consider. The little bracket right there, those tubes, those little screw brackets. Yeah, it's a lot of little things. This is what we just cut out. I guess it's from this angle here. So there's the holes for the pipes, but no pipes. So we'll have to get those little pipes if they make them, or have them made from something. And that little bracket right there, we need to replicate that little bracket. That's gone. So that little bracket needs to go here. Here's the hole. So this gets spot welded onto the back piece, which is over there. I've got the back piece as well. All right, let's get the other side off. Got all these little cables coming through here. That's gonna be tricky. Woo. Well, that's most of it. Pretty much the same thing on this side, minus the e-brake holes. These are I think what these are, the interior padding screws to screw in the interior. So those will have to be placed on there somehow. Didn't necessarily have to get that off, because we're going to take the back piece off, but I'm just kind of easing into it, you know. I'm pretty sure we're going to take all this off, but who knows? Maybe we'll just cut this lower section and piece it together. I don't know if that'd be easier or harder. Might be easier just to do the whole thing. All right, we got the old inner firewall out. It's all cleaned up. Let's test fit the new one, see how it fits. All right, guys, that piece is looking pretty good. Pretty sweet. Restoration Design makes that. Those guys right there. Go check them out. There should be a link in the description. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and pull that out. And I'm going to work on getting this other piece off the rear firewall section, that section right there. Let's do it. All right, that seam sealer's coming off pretty easy. And I was thinking that the welds were gonna be under there, and there's a little bit right here, a little bead they put right here. And there's a bead on that side. So they just did a little bit on this side, I guess, to reinforce it, but it looks like it's probably spot welded, pinch welded, whatever they call that, on the back side. All this has to come off anyway, most of it anyway, especially on the top piece, because we're keeping the top piece is staying. So it needed to come off anyway. We're getting in there. You can see that weld better now. And that's on both sides. So now we have to figure out, we're gonna have to figure out how to cut around these heater tubes and cut around those pipes that are in there. Those are the heater cable tubes. This one here and that one there. The little wire to open and close the heater flaps that are connected to the exhaust, they're called heater boxes. And they take heat off the outside of the exhaust and they run it into the cabin. It sends heat through that tube right there, comes up to the heater box and sends it through there into the cabin. And it comes up over there, that little box, and sends it into the cabin. A couple different ways, I think, for defrost and stuff like that. So yeah, that's gonna be tricky. That is gonna be tricky. Because those heater tubes are kind of welded in there somehow. And so are those. So we'll probably, shoot. Yeah, there's some stuff going on here. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna have to crawl up in there and see what's going on underneath. All right, we're going in. You guys ready? Let's do it. We're going in, boys. All right. We gotta get this thing out of here. This is part of the brake system. Some sort of pressure regulator. We're gonna get this thing out of here Get this out of the way, kind of strip it down and see what we're working with. Pull the rest of this seal out of here. This side's even worse. More heat on this side, I think, from the heads and everything. So this piece right here gets replaced, and I actually have it already. It's right here. This is the new piece. You can see where the seal goes. Right there, engine seal. You can see it's got the hole for that little pipe, whatever that's a drain hole for water. Water comes down here from this vent, drops down off the roof, and drains down to this hole and out the bottom if it's raining. So this goes in here. Replaces all that junk. It'll replace some of this. So we'll have to put a little patch right here or replace this whole thing, which I don't think we're going to replace this whole thing if we don't have to, because it's actually part of this. It's molded into this, it looks like. Yeah, so we'll be taking this out and cleaning all this up, fixing this little corner here, cleaning all this up, and putting in new panels. Replacing all the seals. All right, let's get this brake pressure regulator mechanism out of here. This is an 11 millimeter. Maybe. There we go. It's gonna need a little love, boys and girls. All right. Yeah. There's these little plastic clips under here. Yeah, see all this stuff? This stuff's got to be transferred onto the new panel. I don't think the new panel has that bracket, and it doesn't have these little pipes or that little hole right there, or this thing, like this clip for the wiring harness, these pipes here, this clip, and there's little clips for the brake line, little plastic clips right here that hold the brake line on. All that stuff's got to be transferred somehow. Yeah, that's gonna be a challenge. What was this? Wiring harness? Or was this a wiring harness? Oh, this is the clutch. I think this is the clutch, the shifter rod. Went through here, I think. And this was the speedo or the clutch cable. What's left of it. So these pipes here, these are the heater wire pipes. This is the shifter, I think. Not sure what went through there. There's another pipe there. And you got these little clips here. Heater hoses. And then the heater pipes that are gonna have to come out. And they're all surrounded with the seam sealer. And then there's these little pipes here for the e-brake cables, parking brake cables. All right, let's cut that out of there. All right, guys, floor is almost out, believe it or not. The whole thing's coming out. It's all connected, so yeah, we're getting there. I'm actually gonna leave that connected because that'll help. If I can get this whole thing out of here, then I can slowly take that apart and try to save all this stuff. And what we're gonna do is this channel here, tube, is spot welded up there. So let's drill out those spot welds. This whole thing's gotta come off anyway because I gotta do some patchwork behind there. Let's get this off and we'll drop the whole floor out of here with that connected. And that'll free up a lot of space to move around in there. Let's do it. All right, we got those spot welds out and we just need to cut along the edge of the floor there. Cut that brace out and that thing's gonna drop. Let's do it. That's it. Might be it. This brake line can go. And that's it, I think. A couple fuel lines here. Whew. Here we go. There it is. Wow. That's crazy. Woo. Wow. There it is, guys. Floor is out. And the center console, or tunnel, or whatever that thing is called, and the brace, and the seat bracket, and the rear firewall. Yeah. Wow. Holy smokes. Yeah, we're gonna need a little patch back there. Dang it, dog. Woo! I'm kind of glad that thing's out of there though, man. That thing, it's starting to, once you get some of that junk out of the way, you can kind of start to visualize it going back in there. That was just so ugly and gnarly looking. Imagine that floor over there going in. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good. Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, the floor is out. Most of it. You can see this is the patch they put in, and they had it just screwed in here with some silicone. They had it screwed in the back. Pretty bad. Some patch they put in at some point, and yeah, did a pretty gnarly job. Pretty gnarly. So this will give us a lot more space to kind of figure out how to get these out of here. Probably just cut here and then cut around that and save these. Clean all those up, and then we can save those. Get everything off of that tunnel. Get the floor off of the tunnel. Clean all this this insulation off, and get all that off of there. And hopefully this isn't too bad. This lip, I know it's going to be bad in a couple areas, but we can just add a little lip on there. Hoping overall the tunnel's decent, and it looks like it's pretty good. I think we can save it. This area's a little sketchy, but we can always put a patch in here. We'll get this off and clean everything up and see what we're working with. Yeah, so this is a lot nicer to work in now. I can get in here, I can get my chair in here, or I can sit on a mat and clean all this up. And we'll get all this cleaned up. We'll get this stuff off of here so that when this piece comes in, I ordered it from Restoration Design. It should be, this and a bunch of other stuff should be in next week. We'll get this cleaned up, get this wheel well cleaned up. We're gonna have to add on to the wheel well here. We're gonna have to clean this up really good and patch this. This section right here, we're gonna have to replicate somehow. They have to undo these spot welds and try to recreate this piece here, or see if Restoration Design or somebody else has it that we can use, or take it out of an older car. Maybe someone online's got this piece for sale. We could probably patch this stuff here. Just cut this out and put a patch. And clean this up. Clean all this up, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad, but I'm assuming this is pretty normal for these. Get the rest of that floor out of there. All right, let's keep going. We're gonna get that corner cleaned up. We're gonna get both corners cleaned up, get that top edge cleaned up, and go from there. Whew. It's hot today, boys. All right, we're getting this area cleaned up. It just takes a little time getting all these little corners cleaned up. I'm gonna get this pipe out of here. It's just barely holding on. That's the heater tube. Sends heat from the exhaust manifolds up to the defroster and all that stuff. And they're pretty rusty, so hopefully they make these. Trying to figure out where this piece ends and this piece starts, because I ordered this section here. I just don't know where it stops. I'm thinking it's back here, but I'm not positive. So not quite sure where I want to cut yet. I think I want to leave this on here for now and just get this bracket, get this pipe out of the way. I'm thinking I can probably knock that out of there. I'm trying to retain as much of this right now as possible, just because there's an interesting bracket here. There's some extra metal in here. I don't know if the new piece has. I'm assuming it does. But until we get it, I don't want to get rid of the evidence. Ooh, they need to make this a little bigger. I'm always hitting my thumb right there. There it goes. Woo. Cool. There was 2 spot welds there. See how rusty that is? All right, we're getting there. Just peeling back the rust a little bit at a time and trying to make note of everything as we go and try to figure out how we're going to put it back together. But we're going to need a lot of metal, guys, to get this thing right. And I've already ordered this long, and a lot of the other pieces are already here. Got them from Restoration Design, and some of the stuff's already sitting over there. We got more on the way. Let's keep peeling back the layers. We got to get this layer off here. This layer between these 2 layers. And there's little spot welds underneath there. I'm going to go under here and clean them up with the wire wheel and see if we can peel that thing off. Let's do it. Through on that one. kind of see how this engine tray, engine seal panel, it's going to be replaced. I already have a new one. You kind of see how it connects right here. Alright, you can see that area there. It's cleaned up now. But for whatever reason, for extra strength, I guess they decided to put a bead on each side. So there's a bead there we got to cut out, and there's a bead on that side too that we have to cut out. So it's spot welded every few inches, every couple inches, all the way up to here. So I'm going to put the grinding wheel right here and try to cut that out as smooth as possible. All right, it's taken a little while. That back panel was a mess. There was a lot of pits, rust pitting, little holes like that where it's rusted through. So we'll probably just cut a section out, put in a new section, and patch all that stuff up. That all gets covered with primer and paint and insulation and a cushion, so you don't even see that, but definitely want to protect it from getting wet from the backside. And that's basically what happened. There's insulation on both sides of the firewall to keep the heat out and the noise out, and the moisture gets in there and just doesn't drain properly. It doesn't drain very good anywhere in this car. So might be better just to leave it all off if you plan on being out in the weather a lot. But this car is going to be a show car, probably. It's going to be perfect. That's the plan anyway. We're going to drive it, but hopefully hopefully it's going to be good. Let's see if this new panel fits in there. We got a lot more work to do, getting all that rust and paint off and getting it down to bare metal, putting the OSFO on it and protecting it, and then just keep getting ready for the next stage. But I just wanted to test fit this real quick and see if we can at least visualize what it's going to look like, if it'll sit in there. Let's try it. All right, let's try to test fit these and see what happens. Might need a couple clamps or something. I don't know. Let's see. Go this way? Yeah. Fit. I'm gonna have to clean that to get this to slide on there, because I don't want to cut that pipe out. I didn't realize how tight of a fit that was. I guess that's a good thing. Let's see, what else am I gonna have to cut? There's just some rust and seam sealer on that pipe I've got to get off, because it's a tight fit. I just scraped it off with the little scraper here. And let's see. We use some of this aluminum oxide strip. I think that's going to do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to get new pipes. But let's see if this fits. Probably have to put the pipes on afterwards. That's probably how it's set up. Wow. That is a tight fit. Real tight. Yeah. I think we're going to need new pipes. I don't want to force it. Well, guys, you're just gonna have to use your imagination. It's not gonna fit yet until we take that pipe off. I'm not ready to take that pipe off because I don't want to take any of this off yet. Even though it looks pretty bad, it's still kind of holding this whole side together. That's giving us a lot of strength, keeping the car together. I want to get all this cleaned up, get this side replaced. Once we get all this replaced, then we can brace it even more and then take this out and kind of get this side done, then we can do this side. I don't want to mess with any of this yet. It looks like it's going to fit real nice. I think it will. I'm sure there'll be some fitment, you know, some basic fitment, but just sliding this right here. Kind of use your imagination. You can kind of see where it's all going to go. It'll all go together. Fit in there. Once it's where it needs to be, these are lining up pretty good right here. So once this is all in there, it'll all fit, I'm sure, real nice. And then this piece we saw before goes down here. And this one fit real nice. So yeah, you have to use your imagination, but we're getting there. We're getting there. I think that's going to do it for this one. Still got a lot of cleanup to do. There's a little bulge right here. I'm not sure if that's factory or not. It's flat on this side kind of, and there's a little bulge right here. So I don't know if that's to make room for part of the engine or what, but just trying to see if stuff was hit or bumped into or anything, but this might be factory. Definitely got some little pits we got to fix. Yeah, and overall it's still looking really scary, so. But I hope once we can get all this situated, which is just that corner right there, is going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot of work, guys. But I'm excited about the challenge. I'm doing it. We'll keep pushing forward and make it happen, hopefully. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. A lot of metal, a lot of cutting, a lot of just getting all this old rusty metal out of here and trying to see what we're working with. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, guys. You get cut, you get hurt, you get smashed, and breathe in dust, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on. It's not exactly the most glamorous thing to do, but anyway, we're getting there. I guess I'm a glutton for punishment is what they say, right? So, smashed my finger a couple times on this one. It's feeling a little overwhelming, guys. But you know, I'm hoping that it's going to start to make sense here. This stuff here is pretty scary, and there's all these different panels that are all connected, and this one's pretty rusty. I know this is probably, you know, just looking online. You look online, and there's a lot of examples like this that are, and people have fixed them. So there is value there. It's just a matter of getting it all out and cleaning it up and getting the new stuff in. So stick with me. We've got the engine build coming up with VW Darren real soon. The 2.0 Type 4 engine build. Impy and AA Performance and 914 Rubber sponsored that build. I appreciate it, guys. So stay tuned for that. We'll see you on the next one. Later.